Hey, welcome back, guys. So if you look at my website I have now, you'll see that it looks kind of plain, and I kind of tried to explain last video. What I wanted to say was I have my logo here, and this is actually an area for an advertisement banner. So if I had some kind of advertisement service like Google AdSense, I could put a banner right here. So if I had a local business, I would definitely pay the money for a graphic designer to make me a banner header image up here. So it'd be one big image with my logo and about our company, and it'd be, you know, it'd be some good artwork at the top here, and the colors would also go with it. I would have a color scheme. So I recommend getting your website completely finished first and then getting your artwork done. And then that way you could just focus on your artwork and take as much time as you want, because that's super important too. But for right now, I'm going to tell you the difference between pages and posts, and this is super important. So a page is something that is static, meaning you're going to create it and it's going to stay there, and it's not really going to change. You can edit it, but it's going to stay there, okay? So a post is something that when you post it on your website, it's going to be posted in reverse chronological order, and it's essentially a blog entry. So WordPress started off as a blogging platform, and if you are making a blog, then posts are going to be your number one thing you use. So for example, some pages I would have would be an about page, a welcome page, a contact page, a sitemap. Those would all be pages for me. Now, if I wanted some posts, let's say I wanted to write about traveling, food, and cars. Well, you can categorize your posts. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to dashboard. And if I want to create a page, I'm going to go to add new. And everyone should have an about page. This is like the first thing you should make. So I'm going to type in about. And this is a free computer help service. And I don't really have anything to say because I'm actually going to not use WordPress for my main website. This is just for tutorials. So I'm just going to fill this up with some content like this. Just kind of make it look, you know, if I were to write a lot about my website, that's what that would be. So then I hit publish. And if you look at my permalink, it's right there. So now So now we visit my website, and you see that? It's not at the top. You know why? Because I haven't made a menu, and that's what we're going to go over next. So I made an about page. Now let's make a new page called contact, and just publish that one. And don't worry about putting anything in there, because I'm going to show you a trick on how to handle that later. So now we have, if we look at all pages, we have an about page and a contact page, okay? So let's go ahead and make one more. Let's say this is going to be a blog. Let's make one more page. And if it was a small business, this could be a welcome page. So I'm going to do add new. And I'm going to make one more page called blog. Actually, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to show you guys a trick. So we're going to go ahead and jump in the menus right here. So what I want to do right now is I want to have a navigation menu up here because I don't have one right now. So I'm going to go to menus, or you can go to dashboard, appearance, and then menus, and I'm going to create a menu. All right, this is going to be called our navigation. Okay, so this is the default menu. The home, there's going to have a home button on the left, which is a custom link, usually that goes to the home page. Okay, so since I have a blog, I'm actually going to change this to blog. Okay, so that's going to be on the very left of my navigation. My about page is going to be up there as well, and so is my contact page. And by default, all pages will go up on your navigation. Okay, unless you make a custom menu, and then they won't. So I'm gonna show you how to make a custom menu next. So I'm gonna do create menu. Okay, and display location, primary. And you could maybe it's not by default anymore. It looks like you have to automatically add new top level pages to the menu if you want, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to click primary. That's the location. Save. And I'm going to open this up in a new tab. And look at that. I got my navigation up here. You click this. Here's my about page. Then here's my contact page, which I have nothing in it because we didn't want that. So there's nothing in the home page. So by default, posts will appear on the home page. So if I post about food one day and then traveling, and then I write a post about the weather, and then I write a post about my personal experience in Australia, all that's going to appear here. It's not going to appear here or here. These are pages, right? These are by themselves. So pages are static things like about pages, contact page. If you have a blog, you only have a few pages. Now, if you have a small website, you could have all pages and no posts. But this is a blog. All posts are going to appear on the home page. And you could actually change it to where blogs can appear in different ways by using categories. So that's what we're going to talk about next, is categories. So all posts need to be categorized. It's a good idea. It's good for search engine optimization. It's better for your readers. So we're going to click categories. And let's say I want to write about traveling. So one category could be travel. And I'm just going to add a new category. Don't really worry about the description. It's not important. So this uncategorized one is there by default. And I'm going to go ahead and try to delete this if I can. What is this up here? Okay, maybe bulk actions. Okay, I guess you can't delete it in the new version of WordPress, and that's fine. So one will be travel, and one will be, let's say, food. I want to write about some food or something. And then, I don't know, sports. And let's see, what is something else people blog about? Something personal, music. Let's say I want to write about music, okay? Awesome. So these are my categories. I've made those. Those are that simple. Okay, so when I add a new post, I'm going to go to Add New. And let's say I want to write a post about my experience in Italy. And I just have some filler content here. I'm just gonna try to fill this up with some random words just so you can kind of see how things look. Okay, cool. So that would be your content that you type in there. Okay, and here's the categories that I just made on the right, and you need to pick one because if you don't, it's going to go in the uncategorized file. And you could actually change the default in your settings to, let's say I wanted to make my post default in food or default in music. I can do that in my settings. You just got to search around a little bit. It's not that hard. But this one would be travel. So I would click travel. Okay. And then we look at tags here. So categories split your post into groups. They categorize your post. It's as simple as that. There's not an exact science to it. It's all preference. It's all completely up to you. Now, tags are something that can help better explain your post with just tag words. It's something more for search engine optimization. So you just want to come up with some words that are similar, that are valid to what you're writing. So let's say I talked about my experience in Italy. So a tag could be Italy. You separate the tags with commas, travel, personal. Let's see, Italy. Let's say I went to Venice, and let's say I ate pizza there. So I talked about pizza, and let's say I went in one of those boats on the river. So it'd be something like that. Okay, so you just kind of pick out some main words from your entire post, and you put them in tags. I wouldn't worry too much about tags. They're really not that important. The most important thing is getting your categories right and putting your posts in the right category. That's the most important thing. So tags, just kind of mess around with it. And one super helpful thing is a website called wpbeginner.com, and they can explain these things in detail. So you just Google wpbeginner.com or just type it in and go to it and check it out. Now, if you see this is featured image. So a featured image, let me go ahead and publish this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at the website. So here we go. Look, the post appeared right here. Ooh, I'm not sure why this is happening. The plugin, the theme must be having problems, because that is not what should be happening. So yeah, you see what can happen is certain themes can mess up, and that's just how it is. So this is what a post would be like. And let's say I make a new one. We'll change the theme if we need to. If this must be some kind of bug or something. So I'm going to add new post. And I'll talk about why pizza is good for you. And then that'd be a new post. Get some filler content in there. Okay, and that's going to be in food. So I published that one. And you see how this new one posted on top of this one, and you see how it has the date by who it is, and it has the category, right? This one's travel, this one's food. It has my comments there. Okay, so that's the difference between posts and comments. Post and pages. Is a page is static, a post is an entry, like a blog entry. Okay, so if you're making a local business website, you're not going to use posts unless it's a business where it has some kind of big community and you want to have like a homepage where you put updates like, we're adding on to the building, or we're going to host a free kids night or something. Well, maybe you do want to utilize posts then. But that's the main difference between pages and posts right there. One more thing I wanted to show you guys is if we go to dashboard, I want you to make sure that you go to settings. And let's see, we go to writing. No, we go to permalinks, settings, permalinks, and make sure you have post name clicked, okay? So you see how much better this looks as opposed to something like this. This is just easier for search engines to find, is if you have this clicked right here, okay? And then you want to go to settings, discussion, and this is where you allow people to comment on your posts. And there's a lot of bots and things like that, and they're just computer programs that will comment random spam on all your stuff. So you could actually get a plugin, and we'll go over plugins a little bit later, that will prevent that. So here are some default article settings. You will get notified when any blogs are linked to from the article, allow notifications from other blogs, allow people to comment on new articles. Okay, if you don't want people to comment, then you would undo that. It's as simple as that. Now, other comment settings, if you want someone to comment, you could require them to fill out their name and email. That's a good way of doing it. But another good way is to have them register and log in to comment. Okay, and they would simply just, when they would try to comment, something would come up telling them to register and log in, and it's as simple as that. And then you could just kind of play around with all these, but just know that they're here, and just know you're in no hurry. You can take your time and kind of figure all this stuff out. So that's the difference between pages and posts. I recommend you have at a minimum a home page, okay, or a welcome, that's actually not a page. That's actually a link. Okay, and then I recommend you have an about page and a contact page at the least.
Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for future video notifications. Feel free to donate by clicking the PayPal donation link below in the description. Visit our website at freecomputerhelp.net for programming tips, installation guides, and more.